And now we are diving into the gamification of the prop trading, a trend that's flipping the traditional trader journey on its head. Moderated by fantastic Andreas Jimenez, COO and co-founder at Swiset. Andreas, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Well, thank you all for being here, and just so excited to be here and taking this just great panel. So I think IFX did a great job combining these like-minded, really smart people. And I was thinking if letting them introduce themselves, because normally they just say like a little bit, but I want to do it myself because they just are great each other. So I want to start with James. So, man, you've been in the industry for a while.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of things already, coming from brokers, prop firms, and now being the owner. And something that I like about PipFarm is like everything is very gamified, you know? You have badges, certificates, so please give it an applause because it's been a great job doing PipFarm. So then we have Jakub. You're a serial entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of companies coming from marketing, right?
I'm coming from software development mostly, but yeah, I'm basically building a tech companies for the last 15 years.
And something that a lot of us have to learn from you is the local experience that you like to do each country that you have presence. So not just the prop firms, the brokers, like all as a tech company. So also another applause for Jakub.
Thank you.
And this panel, it will be great as well for having you, Mitch, because you come like 20 years in the industry, right? And acquiring companies, the old ones, the legacy ones. So that's why I think that this panel talking about especially Gamified props, it's gonna be a great job you having you here. So also a big applause for him. So I want to start right away asking you, Jakub, what do you think it's been like your perspective in the difference between Gamified prop trading and the normal prop trading that we used to have?
You know, the question is, what is the normal prop trading? You know, me and James and basically all these like modern prop firms, we are not actually the prop firms in the traditional meaning, right? So we are doing simulated trading. It's a little bit different. It's a new way how we operate. It's something new on the market, and we are all like a new modern company. So we have completely different approach than traditional props. You know, they usually don't have like a B2C marketing, they don't do things online, and we do everything online. We must have super cool user experience online for our customers. Our customers are young people usually, you know, everywhere in the world. So they are used to trading, investing in the mobile apps, and they are used to the modern world actually. So I think that we all must be, you know, prepared for this and do things differently than the traditional prop firms. It's different business model, different business.
Yeah, I completely agree, but let's say from the current prop firms models that we are used to, you two, I guess, are one of the pioneers in terms of gamifying those, you know, adding badges, certifications, competitions, leaderboards, and so on. So what do you think, James, is the main difference between you having this kind of stuff regarding the prop firms that just do run challenges?
Okay, understand. So I can speak from my experience with PipFarm. We've actually found this really creative way to integrate the gamification element, not just with making it fun and exciting, but to be able to reward the trader by reinforcing good trading decisions. So it's not just spend as much money as possible to earn as many points as possible. It's actually do the best possible trading you can, hit some targets, not just financial targets, but don't lose an account for 30 days, trade profitably for 10 days. And we give points to reward such things. So we're trying to find a way to incorporate gamification to positively reinforce good trading decisions. And alongside that, it's also risk management for the company. So most prop firms, they increase the price of the challenge through add-ons. And with the add-ons, you can get higher profit share, higher leverage, but the trader has to pay more on the price of their challenge, but they may not pass the challenge. Being able to give the trader all of these risky features at the beginning is bad for the company because some unknown trader can come and basically brute force your firm. So what I chose to do with PipFarm is through this experience program, step by step, they gradually unlock more risky features. through gamification. So gamification may sound reckless in a financial industry, but if you do it in a smart way where it's tied in with positive reinforcement of good trading decisions, not risky behavior, and also improving the risk management for the company, it's a really smart way to do everything symbiotically.
Interesting. I think that's the key point, trying to combine everything and not just for Gamified, but also like
Education more.
education, but as you said, like for the risk management of the company as well. That's very interesting. Jacob, how do you balance between the fun stuff of having this gamification, but also the risk management that literally the traders needs to do?
Yeah, it's always, you know, hard question. We always discuss it in our team, how to communicate all these things. And we have, I think, like 3 different approaches. We are doing educational things directly in our dashboard, which is part of everyday trading of each trader. For example, our last feature, which we introduced like 2 months ago, is the AI coach. It's basically analyzing all the trades every day in the trading history of the trader, and it's showing them, hey, what I did right, what I did wrong, how I should improve my trading. And this is actually the most favorite feature by our traders for the last month. You know, everywhere I'm going these days, everyone loves this. So we are working on improving much more. So this is more like an educational part of our product, but people still, you know, it increased their attention and everything because people really love it. And then we do like a special entertainment things. We call it entertainment, like publicly, to really communicate that, you know, this is the entertainment, not the real trading. We are doing trading tournaments. We actually introduced For Traders World Cup, which is a tournament where we are doing online qualifications, like a huge competitions, and then we have the final round, which is offline event. We already did 3 these events in the past year. The last tournament was, I think, 3 months ago in Prague. There were 500 people in one place, so it was a really huge tournament, and the traders really love it. So right now we continue. We plan another one in Mexico City very soon, and this is the pure entertainment. You know, we have there also some educational speeches during the event. Basically, we network with the people. Our traders make new friendships there, etc. So it's pure entertainment, and then we do. The third part of this gamification, which is we introduced like a small achievements during the challenges. Like we send to the people the emails with the small certificates like, hey, you are a top 1% trader, you are top 5% trader in EURUSD, or these like specific things. You hit the hat trick, you know, 3 days in the consistent profits. In a row, and these things, and people love it. They share it everywhere. These are the small achievements, you know, because people must be motivated, especially these young ones. And if they trade and they are the beginners, they fail, for example, 5 challenges in a row, then they will probably stop buying, stop trading, maybe even. But you know, in the trading, you cannot give up after the first month. You know, it's a hard job. It takes some time to learn trading, to learn risk management. For someone, these are months. For someone, it's years. You know, so it's very hard. But by these like small achievements, you can keep people still going and learning. And I think that's the way.
Great.
Can I ask?
Yeah, sure.
Do you publicize these achievements before?
Yes.
So they're like quests, so they know that they can aim for them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But only in our Discord. So it's probably not so like marketed like publicly, but in our Discord, yes.
What are your thoughts on this, Mitch?
So, you know, our company built, we're the first trading platform to build the prop rules engine inside the platform itself. So we've seen a lot in how different firms apply the prop system. I think it's fantastic for the market. Before prop came around, it was not many people going to start Forex brokers, not many people interested in trading so much. The crypto market kind of went up and had dropped a bit. So prop really reinvigorated it. As you guys said, you guys basically created an environment where it's like riding a bicycle can be boring, but going to a SoulCycle class or buying a Peloton is much more fun, and you end up getting good at it without trying. So to me, this is what the prop actually is. The core, like in any, if you just look at a trading platform itself, like 90% of it or so is going to be server side, back end, and just what you see in front with the dashboard, the rules, the boards that show your progress. It's maybe 5 to 10% of the system, but it's like your storefront. So it's like going in an Apple store. You're going to have a really good experience versus going to an older, not so interesting store. So I think it really has increased demand overall, and then this increase in demand is going to all these guys that start off in prop, right? If you go and risk $300 to trade a $10,000 account, your risk is $300. And while you may win or you may lose, it's up to you, and you have a limited risk. Once you start doing margin trading, anyone knows you can lose your shirt and your family shirt and someone else's shirt. I think FXEM a few years ago was a good example where everyone got negative balances, and in the countries that didn't have negative balance protection, they could go after you. So I think this is a good, safe way to learn how to trade. Yes, people may lose more than they win, but it's like a flight simulator for trading. So along the way, you're actually, if you're just going to go fly a plane, you're going to try to survive, right? But if you're in a flight simulator, maybe they're going to shoot some missiles at you. You're going to have some, it was a good example.
But you know that you will survive.
You know you're going to survive, but you're going to learn the skills that you would be too scared to learn about if you were like trading your own $100,000 account.
And also, you know what, we know that we work with a lot of beginners in the prop trading. So we are trying also to give everyone a lot of value for the price of the challenge, not just the challenge. You know, so I feel that the educational part is actually a big part of our product. So our teams are working hard, you know, to bring more and more value, and also these like small achievements and everything. I think it's the way how to improve traders, how to help them in their like learning curve. So.
It also reinvigorates active investing. So there's a huge trend now where most growth comes from ETF, which is really passive investing in a managed fund where they can show their fees, or they have these apps like Wealthfront that do automatic portfolios, or historically in the Forex industry they had managed accounts. But there's been some education companies like Online Trading Academy that would actually bring new traders in, but nothing does a better job of bringing in new active traders who trade themselves, which I think is, in a sense, less risk for anyone, because if someone's going to lose money or make money trading, it's much better if they do it themselves. I think there's a much bigger moral issue when you let someone else trade and then they lose it, or you buy these silly expert advisor robots and then they lose. So I think this is a much healthier way where you're actually like learning and improving as you go.
And you know what? Like 4 years ago, we in Swiset, we even create simulations for prop firms, because back then in LATAM, we even like when the smallest accounts was like just 25K, you know, back in the days like 4 years ago. And I think it's exactly that, you know, like giving the chance for the traders to test themselves in a live environment some way. And then, well, they start to gain capital, also buying new challenges, the bigger one, and then they can make a living with it. So I want to ask you something again, Mitch. So FDCTech has quite legacy company, you know, for several years, and turn them into modern and scalable business. From your experience, how critical is UX and UI being transforming all those businesses into new platforms in order to scale like today's?
Well, I'd say UX and UI is important for the one who's bringing in the clients, the end user, directly. So the UX UI is kind of your storefront and retention mechanism. What we do is we build like more of a server-side system with APIs, so that every company can install their own, the way they see their own gamification. So it's very hard for me to give one solution and tell you and you, this is the best, you must use it. What I'd rather do is like give you a solution, show you one way that it can look, and give you the tools to rewrite it however you want. There's been an incredible sophistication level with the prop firms. They build their own dashboards. They all want to build their own leaderboard. They want to have their own rules. So we basically take feedback from them. We add it to the API. We implement it in our systems, but we also let them implement it however they want. Another problem is that these prop firms are all very dependent on their platform providers. So if MetaTrader turns you off, you're done. Then there's other providers that are charging 25% of the revenue. So there's no money left over. You're basically working for your vendors. You're paying 25% to your tech vendor. You're paying 40% in marketing cost, and at least if you're using platforms that allow the robotic trading, your payout rates are as high as 30 to 50%. So we try to make everything much more affordable so they can promote their own brand. Every client that uses us, no one knows it's us. They get to promote like their Saxo Bank, and it allows even like a small firm in Slovakia with a few guys to get over 100,000 clients in the first year. So.
James, going back to the question on how good could the traders be in those gamified experience, how do you think is like the difference between the outcomes of those traders in a gamified experience between in a normal, like
A prop that doesn't have gamification.
or not just a prop, like just trading, yeah.
So Mitch actually gave many great analogies earlier, but the one that I really liked was the flight simulator one. Because if you're trading on your own, just with a normal CFD broker, you're literally on your own. You only have an account manager telling you to add more money, which is not necessarily in your best interest. So with prop trading, it comes in challenges, so series or sprints. So you are basically told when to take the money out because prop firms have payout dates, and why would you not take money that's there? So with all these rules, it actually helps the trader to be able to take money out of the account. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing depends on how the company is ran, but for the trader, it's definitely a good thing because probably most of the people in this room right now know what is the failure rate of a normal CFD trader with a normal CFD firm. But in prop firms, it's not like that. As Mitch said, some firms are paying 30 to 50% out to their traders. Mm-hmm. I don't know any CFD broker that's doing that, and if they are, they probably shouldn't exist. So at least for trading challenges, there is this kind of regulatory mechanism which says when to take the money. So traders actually make money trading with prop firms.
But I want to double down that when you see the traders who are, let's say, up in the ranking, they want to keep, earning points or whatever, you don't think they're gonna take more risk and do like less good trading activity?
So there are ways that traders play with the system, and I'll give an example. So let's say we have a trader whose profile is to buy 100K accounts. We may have a promotion one weekend that says if you buy an account this weekend, you get twice as many points. So they'll buy a 5K account. It doesn't fit that profile, but this is just what they're doing to increase their points, to increase their rank. So I would say we don't have any mechanisms that they could that push them to make reckless trading decisions.
Okay.
Because it's not based on targets. So everything is kind of tuned not to promote reckless behavior. So we could say we want you to get a payout, but we don't say your target is 3% or 5% to push them further. So everything is kind of morally acceptable, I would say.
Interesting. What about for you, Jakub, in the competitions, the tournament that you do, like live stage? Of course, it's entertainment.
Yep.
I've done a lot of those as well. But I think also that it strikes something from within about like that gambling behavior that all of us have. You don't think they're gonna also try to do the same when they buy a challenge over there?
I don't think so. From my experience, it's really, the spirit and the vibe on the tournament. It's really like in the esport or something. It's completely different. People wants to make fun there. People talking there. There's hundreds of people. Basically the vibe there is more like on the sports event than in the trading. And we try to make it really clear before the tournament starts. Hey, this is the entertainment. Please don't do this in your a real trading. And but still, in the trading tournament there are rules. So you have the drawdowns. You need to follow some kind of rules to be still in line and to have the chance to win. So basically, it's very similar than on the trading challenges. But definitely, people are more gambling there. It's a short, for example, on the offline tournaments, it's for the 30 minutes usually the competition. So it's like a scalping. It's more like a gambling, definitely. But we communicate it as entertainment.
Okay, good. What do you think on this, Mitch?
Well, the risk is limited. You're not going to lose your shirt or anything like that unless you're just a serial prop trader. And it's also, you're getting an experience. It's like you could go gamble alone with a bookie, and it's kind of probably a lonely, negative experience and socially bad. Or you can go down to the casino and be part of the group and meet other people, and you're paying in also for an experience instead of just depositing $10,000 account, picking the wrong way, losing it all, and being upset. You basically have like 1 or 2 months of fun and learning, and you're paying a cost with the potential to win it back. I don't think like you're actually risking that money. You should go into it as like, that's a cost. You paid it, but if certain things align, you're going to be able to get that back and earn something. But I don't think that people should think of it as like direct risk reward, because like it's a cost. It's not a risk bet per se. It's just, if you do a demo, you have no chance of getting it back. So it's like a paid demo. You participate with others. You have tools to get better, and 85% of your success will depend on the market, right? What someone says. If you're in a contest now and someone bombs someone, like someone's going to make money and someone's going to lose money, and you have no control over that. So it definitely helps you, I'd say, learn in an environment that you take seriously much better. Trading alone in a brokerage account, you can do well until you have one mental lapse. So say you have a $100,000 trading account. I'm very strict with one specific strategy. And then a central bank changes rates, the markets start moving. The moment I lose my discipline, I'm going to mess up, I'm going to lose that account. And that's going to basically, and this is what brokers depend on. Brokers will, month to month, if the market's sideways, the brokers will lose money. But as soon as the market moves hard, they get wiped out. Yeah. So.
And you said, but I think also very important thing, which we didn't mention, is a community. Trading with the broker, you usually do alone with your capital. But with the prop firms, there is really community. So you also paid with the challenge fee, you get education and you get a community. Trading is extremely, lonely job. It's extremely hard, like physically, for almost everyone to do it. And I think that we really see in our like a Discord and also in our offline events, like people really learn from each other. They make new friendships, and I think it's new wave of like a trading and in general trading education. It hasn't been here like 10 years ago. So it's completely new approach, and that's also probably the reason why more like younger people and traders are learning trading and basically joining these prop firms, because there is much more than just trading, and that's the community.
Yeah, I agree.
Trading is just the first, like this new prop. It's like every 6 or 7 years, the Forex market redevelops the mousetrap, whether it's through crypto, or for a while they had binary options that kind of simplified the trading experience. And now I guess the CFD trading is one part. Futures is now coming online for prop. It's the same model that just applied to futures. And I believe they're starting the same in the sports betting. So it's an overall trend, and we just happen to be a part of it.
True. James, I would like to ask you, so how do you see the trader's career path? They should start trading, they do a demo account, they buy a challenge, they start in the small one, they start to grow, and what do you think is the next path? So they get to a 100K account, 1 million K account. How do you see it?
So there's like two ends of the pole. The kind of most useless end is a demo account, because there is no feeling or let's say skin in the game. You would never trade a demo account the same way you trade anything where you have something to risk or something to gain. So I think demo accounts, while they're promoted as being the risk-free way, absolutely you should never start in a live account. So I think most people who have demo accounts end up leaving them, and they go inactive, and they just like forget about it and move on with their life. So in my opinion, demo accounts are just a lead generation tool for brokers, and real traders don't actually use them for their intended purpose, except for maybe to check spreads or whatever. Not to learn how to trade. It's not used as a sandbox.
Agree.
And then you have a real account, which is obviously not where you start, because again, you can just lose everything again and again and again. But then you have prop accounts, and you can start with, I don't know how cheap they even go anymore, like several dollars. So with this, you have something on the line, and that $7 means something different to different people. So the amount depends on the geography. But there is something there that you're investing or paying for service. It depends also how you look at it. But that makes you care about the outcome, makes you care about using the service. So I actually forgot the question. I just what?
No, basically it's like, how do you think is
Where
the
should
career
they-
path?
okay,
Like
career path,
they get a big account, they do a payout, then what else?
So the career path. So where do you logically start, in my opinion, and obviously I'm biased, I'm going to say a prop account. And from there, yes, they can scale. Some prop firms like us, we have scaling like models, so they can increase their capital just through performance, or they can get their payout, buy a bigger challenge. Some prop firms allow merging, or they can go buy another prop account at another prop firm. So yeah, they can just start accumulating more capital while also having these clear boundaries that really, really seem to actually help traders achieve. And I guess the obstacle, if you're talking about professional, is I don't know, and I haven't seen anything to suggest that the trading that they do on firms like mine and Jakub's is, can you take that to a professional level? Can you go to an actual prop firm or a bank and say, hey, I've made $1 million trading at this company you've never heard of and this other company you've never heard of. Can I have a job? I don't know if it translates to that, but at least the money that traders can earn from prop firms is enough to live. And many, many traders make a living from this.
Yeah, I agree. Jakub, so can we compare? Go ahead.
They can also, I'd say one evolution is you start in a prop environment and then you become a trader, or you end up starting your own prop firm. There's no real regulation right now, and
I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
No, I was going to ask you, Jakub, so can we compare having big challenges or big accounts? Let's say I have one employee firm with 1 million. Can I get a million one?
You can have 1.5.
1.5. So 1.5. And another in 4 traders with 1 million?
We have 300,000, that's the maximum with us.
How much?
300,000.
Okay, 300,000. Can we compare having those accounts as back in the days having like different brokers accounts with similar, let's say, balance in a broker account and trading through copy trading and trading differently? How do you see it?
People usually trade a little bit differently on the prop accounts, which I actually don't think that's the right way. I think that James will agree that we are trying, both of us, to promote the reasonable and the sustainable trading, and to trade as much as like similar as on the normal brokerage account with the prop accounts. But my take on the previous question, is that I'm always saying, hey, the prop firms right now, it's something really special, where you can start trading actually for a few dollars. You don't risk almost anything, like $10, $50, $200, let's say. You start learning, learn more and more and more, and after a few years, if you are really successful and really good, and you take a lot of payouts from the prop firms, which I think it's very possible. We have thousands of clients who are getting. For traders, we already pay out more than $6 million, so I think it's very reasonable money to live, as James mentioned. And then, if you earn, let's say, $1 million plus, I think that's definitely a better way for you to trade personal capital, because then you are not limited by these rules, by the prop firms. And if you have so high capital, I think it is a smarter way for you, because then you are really professional trader, and it doesn't make sense for you to be in this ecosystem where you must follow something still.
Sure. Mitch, do you think, is there a way or a path in the future for us as an industry to connect those different markets? Like we have traders, we're going to start trading 10K accounts, then going to 1 million, but then they become professional and they literally need a prop firm who have, 200 millions to trade, Can we do those kind of connections in the future?
I think they'll just make money from the prop firm and become their own personal traders, and then this is how they learn.
Or even invest
I don't think you need a bigger. If you're able to make money consistently trading, you're living the dream, and you should just go somewhere who will honor your trades. Yep. Maybe start a fund if you're that good. But they probably only got that good because of their skill from the prop, or because they cheat. So a lot of these guys in the prop, they go long one. They go short another. I'm actually not sure how many people there are that actually genuinely win versus people that find ways to win and take advantage of the technology infrastructure. Maybe you guys have better insight.
I wouldn't even call these traders, so I eliminate them from my mind when I answer.
But what percentage of your winners you think fall into that category?
Gambler side, yeah.
Not gamblers, but cheaters.
No, cheaters. Like
cheaters,
card counters, yes.
Last year, it was like 70% of the payouts we made.
70% of the winners are cheaters, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Embarrassingly.
Yeah.
So how do you respond to critics in terms of like encourage those kind of people to just make a living out of sketching things from one prop to another?
Say that again?
So how do you respond to those kind of critics from the public saying like, oi, you're accepting people who's not gonna be traders, they're just trying to make a living from the prop firms?
But by cheating.
Yes.
Was a prop firm.
I think the critics are only these cheaters.
Yeah, I believe
that's,
so. Yeah.
And that's the issue, This basically the army of these, people who are connected together, and they work as the organized groups, and it's different topic than I think that this discussion, but it's really hard for I think every prop firm right now in these days. And for example, personally for us as for traders, I think it takes us like 70% of our focus and internal capacity is only for fighting the cheaters.
Yeah, sure.
Basically, they gamify the gamified system.
They do it back to us, yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, we have implemented a lot of fraud detection in our props because exactly that, copy trading, hedging, martingale. But it's hard to detect when they're doing in one firm and in another one, So I think it's something that we as an industry also have to be thinking about how to not let this happen, at the end.
Well, platform providers are able to take data, and as traders get reported to them, the IP addresses can be stored, and this is one way to add value to the clients and say, hey, these guys from this IP, like other people reported as poor traders, do what you want with the information, but this can add value to eliminate them over time.
Sure. So looking ahead, what role do you think gamification will play in the next evolution of prop trading?
I think it will be still, every year much more important because there is a higher competition every year, more firms coming to the market, so you must be different, and the traders must enjoy trading with you. As I said, we have the younger generation of the traders, every year maybe younger. We have a lot of people under 18 years old, who even, wants from us to trade with us. We don't allow it, but we are thinking about, some solutions, how to provide something to this younger generation even. We are working on these things, and we will go probably the same way. So as I said in the beginning, education definitely. So not promote much like gambling or these things, and then we will have some kind of entertainment always, but it will be completely separated from the normal business, from the for traders it is, and that's our way.
I second that. Focusing on the experience, because the churn rate of traders in the CFD industry is very high because they just run out of money. But because we charge kind of like a product, so they can repurchase and it not be that detrimental. So we have a very high lifetime value. And even to give an example, the very first trader to buy a challenge from Pip Farm is still trading with us today after 18 months. Yeah. And also so is the third and the fifth. So this is like how long the lifetime value can be with a prop firm, especially if you're focusing on giving that positive experience.
It's a better business model, because you're giving a service, an experience.
It's a service. Yeah.
Same like this hotel. You come here, you get a room, you get food, you go to the casino, there's people around you, you have resources, as opposed to just trading. That's just gambling by yourself when you just open the trading account.
Yeah, so just what you said before, like at the end you're paying not for trading, but also the full experience, having the chance to be part of a community, having the chance of getting not just 10K account, but escalate that account to 1 million. And at the end I also think this is one of the best ways for the traders to start.
Plus social proof, you can get a badge and you post it on your Facebook, and then other people are like, oh wow, he's trading.
Yeah, that's correct.
It's into that. So
you need this in these days. Everyone needs a personal brand, especially the traders. Also, they need to have some proof that they are good at something. So I think it's especially in these days, these like younger people. If you are 18 years old, these people are not thinking about going to work for some corporate or something. You know, everyone wants to work online. Everyone wants to be entrepreneurs. So I think it's much more important to actually provide this kind of social proof, and it's basically like your CV. You know, if you have the certificates from the prop firms. So and people definitely use these things as their CV. So yeah, that's definitely an important thing.
Great. Well, I guess it's time for the questions. First, someone who would like to...
You look at cheaters.
Most interesting thing.
Other cheater. He may iterate them like basically that person takes money.
No.
No.
Fine.
Someone who violates the terms and conditions.
But then you can make them school, right?
Yeah, but the trader should accept them before they start. A scammer, yes. So someone who is basically gonna buy a 100K account with me, a 100K account with Jakub. They go long with me on gold. They go short with him on gold. They will win with me. They will lose with him. He's happy. I'm sad.
Jay's provision. This is how you do it.
It's
How you know what account? That's no.
it's
No.
possible.
Well, it's possible, but depending on like the integrations you guys have. Between trading platforms is possible, between tech providers is possible, but
So one of the things traders accept in their terms and conditions with us is that we can share data with other prop firms. It doesn't mean that all prop firms do it, but this is something that we do and it is in our terms and conditions and traders accept it.
Personally, we don't do this. I don't like to share this data, so we decided that we will not share anything. But as I think that's nothing wrong, you know, with this approach. You know, everyone has own decisions and own terms and conditions. So I think it's actually in some points a good way to do it because I also don't like cheaters. But we have like other ways how to detect it. Actually, it's not so hard to detect that some person is doing this kind of cheating. We are a lot of like software oriented. We have a big software team, so we have a lot of internal tools which can detect this kind of behavior and the trading accounts. Actually, you can recognize it. The harder part of the business is how to communicate it to the clients, you know, because it comes to the marketing, to the communication, to your PR, etc. So we need to balance, you know, between how to or another approach. We know that there is some part of cheaters, but in sometimes we accept some part which is acceptable for us, just not to have like, you know, PR damage and the bad marketing. Exactly, which, you know, I really don't like it. I think it's terrible to must think like this, but yeah, that's how it is.
Another good way that you can check is how fast the client crosses the spread. So meaning if the client, within 4 seconds of them, or within 1 second of them opening every trade, they're up $10,000. That they obviously know where it's going, and it's not even a matter of them guessing right or having a strategy, but they probably have a faster price feed. And then because of the dynamic of how prop is usually supported with automatic execution, they're able to take advantage of the system.
sure.
So you mean inside information, right? That's it.
More like
Because
taking advantage of...
if a trader is good, okay, and he
If a trader's good, great, yes. Yeah.
as like basically the big advantage of prop compared to forex is that supposedly you are with the side of the trader, right?
Yeah.
You search for the best traders in order to give them the money to trade. So this shouldn't be the same as forex. What a cheater is considered for forex should be for prop, right?
What is it?
The toxic flow of forex, is it the same basically with the toxic flow for forex, for prop or not?
Well, that's a
Each
different.
broker defines their own toxic flow. So some brokers may define a toxic flow how you say it. Some may define it as how Mitch explained it. So it depends on how the trader is trading. If they're taking a faster price feed and they're always trading with a slower broker when they know where the price is going, that's toxic. And I think everyone can agree that that's not a good way to trade.
My bad, just
Yeah.
because you have a profit speed. Unless you don't do exactly bro.
If we're funding the trader, and I say if because we don't necessarily fund every trader, because a bad trader can still pass the challenge and we still have to honor the contract that we made with them. Yes.
Even if he is fun.
But in general, what I said at the beginning, we all are doing simulated trading.
Yeah.
We are not traditional prop firms. I said it in the beginning. So that's, I think, the important part. And that's also why I don't like actually the term prop trading. I call it usually simulated trading. I think it's like a maybe better word, but people talk about it as a prop trading. So
Yeah. So it would be incorrect to say we fund every trader, and it would also be incorrect to say we don't do any trading at all. But what the trader is doing is always simulated. And what we may choose to do, discretionary as a business, is our decision and has nothing to do with what the trader does.
Sure. Someone else?
Our guys from Team Media, and Jakub said a lot about education and how important it is. My question to the other gentleman, how you integrate education in your gamified prop trading experience?
Me. Yeah, sure. So how do we integrate education into our gamified prop trading experience? So education comes in various forms. Most people in this room would probably consider education as webinars or articles and other things. So yeah, we do all of those things. But I would also say having, again, this kind of correct course. So the rules of the challenge, the quests, like the way we incentivize traders to act in a certain way, which is to aim to be profitable consistently, not go into too much drawdown too often. This is also, like, the whole experience is actually a form of education, in my opinion. So it's not just about these giving knowledge, but also having this practical experience, which is what I believe most prop firm challenges are, and it's just how we layer more steps into it.
Father, and Mitch, do you have any different idea?
Regarding I agree with what James said, that I guess the big risk when you trade a large CFD account is people usually over risk. So if you open a $250,000 account, you're going to go big. You're usually a gambler. You're going to use up $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 of margin. And when the market moves, as soon as it moves enough in the wrong direction, you're out. Now in the prop, you're worried about losing 1 or 2% a day. So you kind of learn to get into the habit of like taking small losses and bigger profits. Because the reason that retail traders lose is as soon as they're up $100, they take a profit.
And
when they're down $1,000, they buy more, which is like the exact opposite of what you should want as a trader. So prop rewires the brain, and I think those prop traders, maybe they won't win a fortune, but they'll know how to lose less, and 95% of trading is staying in the game long enough in order for you to get your big trade.
And you know what I'm always saying also to my traders on our offline events, that when I start trading, actually 10 years ago, I trade options. I lost in the first 3 months because I was the beginner, almost $100,000. So a lot of my money. And I think for a lot of people, it can be all of their life savings. They start trading with the actual broker. I think it's a stupid idea. So here with the prop trading, you risk $50 if you buy a challenge with us, or $100. So it's something you can earn, everywhere in the side job somewhere within a few hours. So I think that the risk is very limited, and it will not destroy your life. So actually, I think it's much smarter way how to start trading.
And just to add to that, the moral ethical problem in trading is not with prop or not prop or gamified or not gamified. It's leverage. Yeah. The more leverage there is, the more the clients lose. So if you want to look into the morals and ethics of trading, you really have to talk about the leverage. And in prop, the brokers tend to offer less leverage because they don't want to lose so much themselves. Sure. So I'd say it's more responsible than trading at 1,000-to-1 leverage at a CFD broker.
I think we run out of time, but thank you all for being here. Thank you for being here as well. It was a nice conversation.
Great.